All right, so welcome to a deep dive, and this time it's into Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist and Warrior of the Light.
Ah, excellent choice.
Yeah. And we'll see how these books, how their insights can apply to your own life.
Yeah, you know what's fascinating about Coelho is how he takes these simple stories
Yeah.
and uses them to explore these profound concepts, like pursuing your dreams, connecting with the universe.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
really powerful stuff.
And right from the start of The Alchemist, we meet Santiago, this Andalusian shepherd who dreams of traveling the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just makes me wonder, have you ever had a dream that felt like more than just a dream?
Oh, absolutely.
Like something was calling you back to it?
Like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Santiago's recurring dream of finding treasure at the pyramids, that's like a powerful symbol, right?
Yes.
It represents that inner yearning we all have.
Yes.
That desire to discover our purpose and fulfill our potential.
Yeah.
And, Coelho calls this our personal legend.
Oh, I love that term, personal legend.
It's so evocative, isn't it?
It is. It makes the journey sound so much more epic.
Yeah, yeah.
But, Santiago doesn't just hop on a plane to Egypt, right?
Right.
He seeks guidance
He does.
from a wise woman who tells him that dreams are the language of God.
That's right.
And that just reminded me of the boy in Warrior of the Light who learns to hear those bells from the drowned temple.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, both stories, they
Yeah.
really emphasize recognizing these subtle messages,
It's like the universe is speaking to us in whispers.
Yes.
Trying to guide us.
Yeah.
If we just pay attention.
If we're just paying attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for Santiago, it's this series of, seemingly chance encounters
Right.
that set his journey in motion.
Yeah.
Like meeting Melchizedek.
Oh, Melchizedek, the king of Salem.
Yeah, who introduces this idea of the personal legend. But what I found really intriguing was how Melchizedek emphasizes that the universe actually conspires to help us achieve our personal legend.
Like we have this whole team of unseen supporters.
I know, it's amazing.
Cheering us on.
Right.
It's a beautiful thought.
It is.
And he gives Santiago those two stones, Urim and Thummim,
Yes.
to help him read the omens along the way.
Yeah. It's like having a compass for your soul.
It is. But,
Yeah.
it's interesting. Later, those stones are stolen,
Oh, that's right.
forcing Santiago to really rely more deeply on his own intuition.
Oh, I see.
He's
It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've had some training wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's time to trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
Yeah, and that seems to be like a recurring theme, that in both books, the idea that we already have everything we need
Absolutely.
within us to find our way.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
It is.
It's all within.
Yeah, and Santiago's journey, it just highlights how important trusting the process is,
Oh, absolutely.
even when things get really, really messy.
Yes, when it throws us a curveball.
Right.
Because it will. It inevitably will.
It will.
Life is full of curveballs.
And speaking of curveballs, as soon as Santiago gets to Tangier, he's robbed
I
of
know.
all of his savings.
Talk about a setback.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have just given up and gone home.
Easily.
But he doesn't.
But he perseveres. And that's key.
That resilience is so key.
It is. And, his time working for the crystal merchant, it's not just about, earning money for his journey.
Yeah.
It becomes this lesson in favorability.
Oh, favorability.
Yeah, remember Melchizedek mentioned that earlier?
He did, yeah, but what exactly is that?
It's a good question.
It sounds a bit like luck, but I get the feeling it's a little bit more than that.
It's more about aligning yourself with the flow of the universe,
Yeah.
being in the right place at the right time because you're following your personal legend.
Mm-hmm.
The universe seems to support those who are brave enough to pursue their purpose.
That is such an empowering idea.
It is.
It's not just blind luck. It's about creating momentum.
Yes, through our actions and intention.
Like the universe is saying, I've got your back.
Exactly.
And even though Santiago eventually makes enough money to continue his journey,
It does, yeah.
he also gains this valuable experience, right?
Like, he learns so much.
And learns to see the world in this new way.
in a new way.
He even implements this whole new display case for the crystals.
Right, which boosts the merchant's sales.
It's like he's learning to speak the language of success.
Yeah, both material and spiritual.
Right.
And it's interesting, even with this newfound success,
Yeah.
Santiago, he doesn't forget his dream.
No.
He eventually leaves the crystal shop sets off across the Sahara Desert with a caravan.
The desert.
The desert.
I mean, that's such a powerful symbol, right?
And what it is.
It's vast. It's unforgiving.
It can be.
A place of both danger and an immense beauty.
It's a place of transformation.
Yes, and it's there in this stark landscape that Santiago meets the camel driver.
The camel driver.
Ah, yes.
Who embodies this wisdom of living in the present moment.
Yeah, he's all about the present moment.
And he says to Santiago, if you can concentrate always on the present, you'll be a happy man.
That's a powerful statement.
It is.
So much truth in that.
There is so much truth in that.
It's so easy to get caught up in our worries about the future.
I know.
Or regrets about the past.
Yeah, and we miss out on what's right in front of us.
We do.
And the camel driver also tells this story about a flood that forced him to let go of his attachment to his possessions.
Right, to everything he owned.
It highlights this idea that clinging to what we know, to our comfort zones, can prevent us from really experiencing the fullness of life.
Yeah, it's like that fear of the unknown can be a bigger obstacle than the unknown itself.
Exactly. And both the alchemist and warrior of the light, they seem to be encouraging us to embrace uncertainty, to step into the unknown with courage and trust.
That's the key, isn't it?
Courage and trust.
And as Santiago journeys deeper into the desert, he starts to experience this interconnectedness firsthand.
He starts to see the patterns.
He does.
The connections all coming together.
He starts to recognize the omens, not just through the stones, but in the flight of birds.
Yes.
Conversations of travelers, even the whispers of the wind.
It's like the desert is stripping away all the distractions.
Yeah.
Forcing him to tune in to a deeper level of awareness.
Absolutely.
A deeper level of awareness.
But the desert is also dangerous, right?
Oh, it can be. Especially with those tribal wars raging.
Right. And remember that vision that Santiago has of the attack on the oasis?
Oh, yes. That's a pivotal moment.
It is.
It shows how Santiago's understanding of the language of the world has evolved.
How so?
He's able to perceive a threat that others miss.
Wow.
And he potentially saves lives by warning the tribal chieftains.
It's like he's tapped into this deeper level of intuition.
It is.
Like a sixth sense.
Yeah, a sixth sense.
That allows him to see beyond the surface.
And yet, amidst all this danger, his love for Fatima continues to grow. The beautiful desert woman.
Right.
Who captivates Santiago's heart.
Yeah, their connection is immediate and profound, you know.
It is. It is.
Spoken in that universal language that he's been learning.
Exactly.
Well, it's like the universe brought them together.
It did. It's a reminder that the universe can bring people together in the most unexpected ways.
Yeah, but it also presents a challenge for Santiago, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I mean, will he be deterred from his personal legend?
It's a real dilemma.
By the allure of love.
A classic dilemma.
Yeah.
Love versus destiny.
And that is where we will pick up in part 2 of our deep dive.
We'll see what happens next.
We'll explore the challenges and triumphs that await Santiago at the oasis.
Yes.
Delve deeper into the wisdom of the alchemist.
So much more to uncover.
And uncover the true meaning of the treasure that he seeks.
The ultimate goal.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so we left off with Santiago at the oasis, and he's met Fatima.
And he's found a place of peace and love right in the middle of the desert.
He has.
But his journey's not over yet.
No.
There's still that treasure calling him.
Yeah, and it's interesting how Santiago's encounter with Fatima, it's like it mirrors that internal conflict we all face sometimes.
Right.
That pull between going after our dreams and cherishing the connections that we've made along the way.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
It is a tough balance.
And it's a balance that Santiago has to navigate at the oasis.
Yeah.
But amidst the tranquility, he finally meets the alchemist.
Oh, the alchemist.
This mysterious figure.
He seems like a true mentor.
Oh, he is.
Someone who can guide Santiago to a deeper understanding.
Yeah, of himself and the world.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear more about their interactions.
Oh, they're fascinating.
And what lessons Santiago learns.
Well, one of the first things the alchemist emphasizes is that alchemy isn't just about turning lead into gold.
Okay.
It's about personal transformation. It's about understanding the interconnectedness of all things.
It's about recognizing the gold within ourselves, wouldn't you say?
Precisely. And the alchemist encourages Santiago to see the world as this living being, to understand that everything is connected through this, like, the soul of the world.
It's funny. When I first read about the soul of the world, it felt a bit abstract, kind of out there.
I know what you mean.
But hearing you describe it, it's starting to resonate. Yeah. It's like that feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
That sense of awe and wonder when you look up at the stars or witness the power of nature.
Yes. And the alchemist teaches Santiago how to tap into that energy.
Wow.
To listen to those whispers of the universe through the language of the world.
The language of the world.
And he explains that this language isn't spoken in words.
Okay.
But through signs and symbols.
Interesting.
Present in nature, in the behavior of animals, even in chance encounters.
It's like that idea that when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Exactly.
But we have to be open to receiving those messages.
With its vastness and silence.
Yeah.
It becomes the perfect classroom for Santiago to learn this new language.
That makes sense.
It does.
But the desert is also dangerous.
It is.
Especially with those tribal wars going on.
Right.
And remember that vision Santiago had.
Of the attack on the oasis.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pivotal moment.
It is.
It really shows how his understanding of the language of the world has evolved.
Yeah, how so?
He's able to perceive this threat that others completely miss.
Wow.
And he potentially saves lives by warning the tribal chieftains.
It's like he's tapped into this deeper level of intuition.
Right. Yeah, almost like a sixth sense.
Right, that allows him to see beyond the surface.
Exactly. And yet, amidst all this danger, his love for Fatima continues to grow.
Yeah, it really highlights that duality of life, doesn't it?
It does.
The coexistence of love and danger, peace and turmoil.
Yeah, it's something that the warrior of the light also grapples with.
Right.
Remember how he learns to embrace both the light and shadow within himself.
It's a good reminder that life isn't always black and white.
No, it's not.
There are nuances,
yeah,
complexities, contradictions that we have to learn to navigate.
And Santiago's journey through the desert seems to be teaching him exactly that.
To embrace these contradictions.
Yes.
To find balance amidst the chaos.
Yeah, and to trust his heart even when it leads him into the unknown.
Because despite his love for Fatima, he knows that he must continue his journey.
He does.
To fulfill his personal legend.
And Fatima, being the wise woman that she is, encourages him to go.
She does. Their farewell is so moving.
It is full of love and longing.
It reminds me that sometimes the greatest act of love is letting go.
It's about supporting each other's growth.
Yeah.
And trusting that our paths will converge again at the right time and place.
And so Santiago and the alchemists, they continue their journey.
Deeper into the heart of the desert.
But their path is not without its obstacles.
That's for sure.
Remember when they're captured by that group of tribal warriors?
Oh, yeah. That's a tense moment. A real test of faith.
It is.
And it's here that the alchemist reveals the Philosopher's Stone and the Elixir of Life.
Wow.
He claims they are the true masterwork of the alchemists.
I was so surprised by that.
Really?
I mean, wouldn't you want to keep those secrets hidden?
You would think so, but the warriors just laugh.
Really?
They don't believe him.
Wow.
And this, the alchemist explains, is a crucial lesson.
What's the lesson?
It's like those profound truths are often met with disbelief.
Right.
By those who haven't experienced them firsthand.
It reminds me of that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that true understanding comes from within, from our own experiences and insights.
Yeah, okay.
And the alchemist is teaching Santiago that the journey itself is the true teacher.
The journey itself.
Yeah, it's about embracing those challenges, the setbacks, even the moments of despair, as opportunities for growth.
And as they continue on,
yeah,
I notice a shift in Santiago.
You do.
He becomes quieter, more introspective.
More at peace.
Yeah, more attuned to those subtle whispers of the soul of the world.
He's learning to trust his intuition.
Yeah.
To see the omens not as external signs, but as reflections of his own inner wisdom.
It's like the universe is speaking to him through his own heart.
And it's in this state of heightened awareness that they finally arrive at their destination.
Oh, here we go.
The pyramids of Egypt.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
The culmination of his journey.
But I have to admit, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, yeah.
What will Santiago find there at the pyramids?
Good question.
Will it be everything he's dreamed of?
To find out, you'll have to join us for the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll uncover the true meaning of Santiago's treasure.
Yeah, right.
And explore what his journey can teach us about pursuing our own personal legends.
Okay, so we're back, and I'm still feeling all that anticipation from when we left off.
Yeah, with Santiago standing before the pyramids of Egypt.
Right. It's the culmination of his long journey.
And it's interesting how the pyramids themselves, They become a symbol in the story.
Right.
They represent that distant goal, that dream we strive for.
Yeah.
But as we'll see, the true treasure isn't necessarily found at the destination.
Right.
But in the journey itself.
I think that resonates with so many of us.
Yeah.
We set these big goals thinking that achieving them will bring us happiness and fulfillment.
Right.
But often it's the lessons we learn and the growth we experience along the way that really matters.
Absolutely. And the alchemist seems to understand this.
Yeah.
He doesn't lead Santiago to a specific spot and say, dig here.
Right.
Instead, he encourages him to listen to his own heart, to follow those omens that have guided him this far.
He's learned to trust his intuition, to recognize the signs, and remember those 2 stones, Urim and Thummim.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that were stolen back in Tangier.
It's almost as if losing those stones was part of the plan all along.
I see what you mean.
You know, Santiago realizes he doesn't need them anymore.
Right.
He's learned to read the omens directly.
Yeah.
To understand the language of the universe without relying on those external tools.
Yeah, it's like graduating from needing training wheels.
Exactly.
He found his balance and can ride on his own.
Right.
And so guided by this feeling deep within, Santiago starts digging.
He does.
But he doesn't find the treasure right away.
No, this is where the desert throws him one final curveball.
Oh, no.
He's attacked by robbers, beaten, left for dead.
Oh my gosh.
It's a moment of despair, a true test of his resilience.
Yeah. I can't imagine how disheartening that must have felt.
You would be.
To come so far, overcome so many obstacles, only to be knocked down at the very end.
I know, but even in this moment of defeat, the alchemist's words echo in Santiago's mind.
Those words.
When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it.
Powerful.
And it's then, while lying in the sand, that he remembers something crucial.
Oh, what is it? What does he remember?
He remembers a dream he had back in that abandoned church in Spain.
Okay.
A dream where a child pointed to the treasure's location. And it wasn't at the pyramids.
No.
It was back at that very church.
So the treasure was never at the pyramids at all?
It seems not.
That's incredible.
It's like the universe orchestrated this elaborate adventure.
Yeah.
Leading him on this journey of self-discovery, only to bring him full circle.
It challenges our assumptions about what it means to achieve a goal.
He does.
The pyramids, like the desert itself, they became a part of Santiago's transformation.
Right.
They represented those challenges, the growth, the wisdom he gained along the way.
And the gold was just a symbol.
Right.
A tangible representation of the true treasure.
Which was?
His own transformation.
So the real treasure was the journey itself, the lessons he learned, the person he became.
Exactly.
And what about Fatima?
Remember what she told him?
Oh gosh, her words were so beautiful.
The dunes are changed by the wind, but the desert never changes. That's the way it will be with our love for each other.
Wow. She seemed to understand that their connection was deeper than physical distance.
She did. And as Santiago unearths his treasure and prepares to return home, he feels her presence.
Oh, really?
That scent of her perfume, the memory of her touch. It's a reminder that their love transcends time and space. He knows he'll return to her.
Their love story is such a beautiful reminder that sometimes the universe brings people together for a reason, even if it's just for a season.
Yeah.
And that those connections can stay with us long after we've parted ways.
They can.
So what can we take away from Santiago's journey and the wisdom shared in The Alchemist and Warrior of the Light?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it seems Coelho is urging us to embrace our own journeys of self-discovery. To recognize the omens, to trust our intuition, to believe that we have everything we need within us to fulfill our potential.
It's about paying attention to the whispers of our hearts and having the courage to follow them even when the path ahead seems uncertain.
Yeah.
It's about trusting that the universe in its infinite wisdom is conspiring to help us achieve our dreams.
And sometimes those greatest treasures are found not in some far-off land,
right,
but right where we started waiting to be discovered.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
May your own journey be filled with purpose discovery and the unwavering pursuit of your personal legend.